you and also for anybody else, even if you don't feel, even if you're feeling stuck. I'm feeling that the winds of change are blowing or are about to blow, perhaps, and this can be a really, really positive thing. So I wanted to draw a few cards to just help support us in this time. This is a beautiful time of year that often it doesn't feel beautiful, right? Often it can feel really awkward, especially if you are in a northern climate like I am, and it's sort of like this in-between time where it's winter, but it's kind of feeling like it should be spring. um, but it's actually a very magical time. It's a time where we're kind of in between the seasons, so we're in this liminal space, and it's a space of possibility. It's a space of you can think of it as almost a womb space where things are starting to take form and take shape. So that's what this reading is going to be about, helping us to tune into our inner truth, right? So that as we sink into that truth, that we can start to create and manifest the things for this coming year that will really support us in that truth. And one thing before I pull these cards, and I mentioned it in my February video, but tomorrow, which is the 2-2, right, begins a new wave spell in the galactic calendar, and it's the red serpent, right? So we're also going into this fire dragon, year of the dragon. And it's an exciting and very, very powerful time. So I'm just going to just draw a couple cards to support this. And because of this new leaf imagery, I'm choosing to use the Illustrated Herbiary deck, which is by Maya Toll, and it's an herb deck. And so, okay, this is beautiful. The card that's coming up for right now is Tulsi, which is also known as Holy Basil or Sacred Basil. The key phrase is "you are sacred." And I love this card, and I actually really love this plant. I've been, for the past few years, growing Tulsi or sacred basil in my garden. And I find it's one of the herbs, when I dry it for tea or even pick it fresh, it's one of the ones that I really go to very frequently. It's a lovely, very fragrant herb, and it's lovely for tea, but it has this really high vibe to it. And if you just joined, it's holy basil, sacred basil, or Tulsi. And this is the herb that's coming forward to support us here at this time of Imbolc, the very beginning of spring. And I think this is a really auspicious card. You can see it's almost got this goddess image to it with the four arms here. And I'm seeing all these clouds behind it. And certainly we're at this time where there's a lot of cloudiness, right? We don't know what to expect from the year ahead. But what I'm really feeling really strongly is it's all going to turn out okay. It's all going to turn out for the best. So what the best thing that we can do is sink into this knowledge, right, that we are sacred. And something that's really been coming forward for me to relay to you at this time is that we are of the earth, that we are birthed of the earth, that we come from the earth, just like the beautiful herbs that are here to support us. We are children of the earth as well as of the stars, right? And it's really easy to forget. And I think a lot of us have forgotten that deep, deep, deep connection with Mother Earth that we have. And I hear star seeds, especially many times, saying, I just want to go home. I want to go back. I'm from the stars. I'm not from here. Well, we are. I mean, I don't want to rain on anybody's parade, but we are from the earth. We belong to the earth, and we have sprung out of the earth. We're not created by any kind of like alien gods or anything like that. We are legitimately children of the earth as well as children of spirit. We are bridges. We bridge the two. And as such, we are sacred beings. I hear a lot from star seeds, from people who are connected with the earth, actually, of this feeling, this belief that humans are so separate and that we are actually bad for the earth, and nothing could be less true. Yes, we have gone way off path, and yes, we've done a lot of things that have been harmful, right? And but it's also, remember that we're harming ourselves too. But it's all part of this beautiful awakening process. We have to remember that we are not only of the earth, children of the earth, children of the stars, but we are sacred, and we are a sacred part of the earth. Our consciousness is part of the earth's consciousness. And as we work on ourselves, as we do our healing work, as we ascend our own selves, we are actually uh, ascending the earth herself, right? We are the spearhead of that. Every being on the earth is participating in this, of course, but humans are kind of at the spearhead of it. And so much depends on not only what we do, but how we think and how we feel about ourselves and how we feel about humanity. And this card is coming up at this incredibly pivotal time to remind us that we are sacred. And so again, this is the illustrated herbiary deck. This card is Tulsi, or sacred basil. And I just want to look up and see what Maya Toll has to tell us about sacred basil that might help us at this time to really connect with our truth and our sacredness at this time of Imbolc. All right. Tulsi is traditionally planted in a special pot by the front door of homes in South Asia, the holiest of plants. Thought of alternately as a household deity and a manifestation of the goddess Lakshmi, brings heaven to earth. Her spicy scent reminds you to be aware of the unseen, of spirit flowing in and out. Tulsi says you're strongest when you let spirit help you adapt to the ups and downs of daily life. I love this. And I love that it's connected with Lakshmi. This is something I wasn't aware of, but Lakshmi is this beautiful goddess of abundance and prosperity. And I feel like we, as a collective of light workers, it's really, the time is ripe now to claim our the goodness, to bring in all the goodness that we're capable of bringing in, because we have this deep earth connection. Our roots go deep, right? And it's time to really breathe into Mother Earth and feel our heart to heart connection with her, and give thanks to her, and draw up all her goodness from our root chakra all the way up into our hearts, right? And out our throats, and just proclaiming the sacredness of life. This is a message that is so dear, so needed. And as we are able, even through the ups and downs of life, right, to keep expressing this message: life is sacred, we are sacred, right? This is a mantra that I think we can really hold, for this coming year of the dragon especially. All right, she goes on. If you'd befriend Tulsi, she might give you a further message. Your spirit flows through your physical form, and so your soul is fed through your body's senses. You might wear Tulsi beads around your neck to remind you that you are the home for your spirit and you are sacred. And then there's a little ritual. She says it's called Come Home to Yourself. And she says, Tulsi asks you to come home to yourself. We often look externally for the sacred, while treating our own selves, our bodies, our inner knowings, our spirits, like so much flotsam on life's current. Holy Basil knows that coming home to yourself is not something you do once, but a practice to be repeated over and over. Her presence is a reminder: come home. And just a couple of suggestions that she has: to plant Tulsi in a pot by your door, to remind you to carry blessings into your world, or to, use a photograph or drawing if you don't have room for a potted plant, or to hang Tulsi beads in a way that they brush you, reminding you of her presence when you leave and enter your house. You can also wear the beads, but I personally, since I did grow Tulsi in my garden and I have quite a lot of dried Tulsi, I feel like, well, maybe this month of February is a good one to really go through my stash of Tulsi, of sacred basil, holy basil, and maybe have a little Tulsi tea every day. I don't know if any of you would like to join me in that. If you do, just put that in the comment below, or anything else that you think you might want to do at this point. This might be a great time to really make that little commitment to ourselves. What can we do every day to remind ourselves that we are sacred? I would love to see your suggestions below. And then finally, she's got a reflection. What if you are holy? Tulsi's benediction. What if you are holy just as you are? What if you don't need to be more spiritual, more kind, or more anything? What if you acknowledged yourself just the way you already are as a sacred being? How would that thought shift who you are and how you show up in the world? And then finally, she has a quote from Marianne Williamson from the book A Return to Love. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve this world. Oh my gosh, I love that quote. That's so beautiful. And again, I'm getting this real new leaf feeling, like turning over a new leaf or sending out new leaves. There's a lot of beautiful growth that is in store for us, that the life wave of the planet is embarking on and asking us to participate, right? To grab onto this life wave, this beautiful stream of consciousness that the world, that our beautiful Mother Earth is drawing us forward on, and just to grab onto that, right? Because we're here for the ride and we can just really float forward. And I want to say you're very welcome, Marita. This has been a very, very impulsive thing, but I kind of feel like I could like to do more of these live streams. It's been kind of fun. And then finally, I want to just draw one more little card. And this one is just to send us off here. And while I shuffle it, this is the, it's a Raven deck. It's the Raven cards from Gabby Booker, the Raven Cards Oracle. And this will be just a really quick one. And while I shuffle this deck, I want to invite you, if you haven't checked out my gatherings. I have a little spiritual metaphysical ministry, and we gather twice a month. It is free to attend, free to join. You do need to sign up and join as a member, but I'd love to invite you to check out the February offerings this month. On this Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, we're just going to gather, and I'm going to lead us in a February Imbolc meditation. And then later on in the month, 2 weeks after that, there will be a sacred art gathering. We'll be doing some sacred studio work. It'll be like a guided meditation that we can just bring art supplies to and have fun in the studio together. Let's see. Ava Ulrika Lotus, hi. Love to you too. Marvita says hello. All right, very good. So let's draw a Raven card just to send us off here. And this is the one, consider the ravens, for they sow not, neither do they reap, neither have they storehouse nor barn, and God feeds them, right? So I'm feeling like this is a call to really, the ravens have this playfulness to them, right? You see them up in the air sometimes, and they will play in the air, and even in the storm winds, when they are buffeted by the winds, they can be really playful up there in the air, because they just have this sense of groundedness to them. Consider the ravens, for they sow not, neither do they reap, neither have they storehouse nor barn, and God feeds them. It's like it's a call to go forward fearlessly and fall into that spirit of play and really listen to the messages, remembering that we are sacred and that as sacred beings, we are supported, we are fully led, supported, and guided by spirit. So finally, as just as a closing, giving thanks to all the loving spirit team that we have that's here to support us at this time. And I want to give special thanks to you for watching and for following this channel. My heart is so bursting with love for you. Thank you so, so very much. And remember, you were born to be free.